Hello, we are Sentiment Stocks, and we have been developing an application to correlate natural language processing of news articles with COVID-19 case analysis in order to determine optimal stocks for investment. This is our team. We are a team of 4 developers that have been working on this for the past couple days. Okay, so the problem that we wanted to tackle is that COVID-19 has brought a lot more recreational investors to the stock market, which means that social media is a lot more influential now than ever in terms of how people are going to interact and how the stock markets might change over time. So we wanted to find a way that we could capitalize on this shift in the market and maybe use it to get some stock recommendations.
So what is our solution? It's one simple website that allows you to see a COVID score and a sentiment score. The COVID score basically takes all the data of what the current situation is with COVID and compiles it all together to give you one complete score. The sentiment score takes a look at all the public talk and combines it together to create another score. What we do is we combine these 2 scores together and give you a recommendation whether you should buy or sell.
So our tech stack is based on Python for the back end using Flask, Flutter for the front end, and it's all hosted on Firebase. We decided to go with Python for the back end because of the vast amount of machine learning and scientific libraries available. This was essential for our use case, which is heavily dependent on algorithms and machine learning. We decided to use Flutter for the front end because of its cross-platform ability. In the future, we are able to use this as an iOS or Android application. The simplest way to get this hosted was on Firebase, and that's what our team had experience with. And so we were able to get a quick MVP running on Firebase.
So how we trained our model here? We scraped the data with the help of beautiful soup from a reliable database, Factiva, and then we vectorize it with help of a recent released NLP toolkit from Google, Doc2Vec, and then we label them to the buy or sell or hold with the help of the closing price, and just send into the decision tree and do the 10-fold cross-validation to make sure that they are not overtrained. And for the news, actually, to make it related to the coronavirus, we only picked the coronavirus keywords on the reliable news articles.
And in addition to that, some other key features of sentiment stocks are that it would have on refresh data updates. So the Python script would update things like the ticker prices and the COVID scores as it reads these news articles, as well as a scalable front end to view multiple stocks depending on how many are sent over from the back end. All right, so we're going to start with a demo. Actually, we have it right here. So this is the website. We have a watch list and then a table of tickers, their prices, as well as our COVID score and our sentiment score listed here. And these are factored in on the back end in order to determine a decision whether to buy or sell the stock. And then we also have a little information piece detailing a bit more what the COVID scores are, what they mean, 1 to 5, good or high risk, as well as how they were calculated. Now, about future goals for this project, we had 4 major ones. So firstly, personalization. having authenticated accounts and personally selected tickers would allow for the program to be a lot more flexible and useful for actual stock buyers, as well as increasing the number of sources for our natural language processing, since right now we're looking mainly at news articles, but we know that social media platforms like Reddit and Wall Street Bets, they've been very influential in the stock market recently. So that's somewhere that we'd want to expand into. We would also want to consider the COVID score a bit more, seeing how it could be integrated better into our machine learning models to get better stock recommendations. Right now, we're kind of just looking for news articles that mention COVID, but we wanted to see if there was like a better way to correlate the data, like case numbers and things like that, into stock recommendations. And finally, data visualization and history. Right now, we just have a table of numbers, which is easy to compare and sort, but things like graphs and charts and historical data are also very important for stock buyers to know. So that's something that we'd want to add in the future. And that is everything. Thank you for listening.